Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Welcome back to the vlog. So we're going to get into our meal prep. So I'm just going to prep our veggies. I'm kind of excited, and I will explain once I sit down and give kind of a little update on my last week at work, which is week number 2, and I'll be talking about some other things. But for now, our vegetable rice mix. Right here we have our carrots and our broccoli. Right here is a red bell pepper, half an onion, and under that is, I want to say, 3 garlic cloves. So 3 or 4, one of them. So this is what we're going to be working with. Of course, we're going to move and transition over to the stove so we can start getting everything cooked. So I will meet you at the stove. Okay, so we're here starting with cooking up our veggies. We have our broccoli and our carrots in, and I'm just going to give it stirs to get it incorporated with some of the oil, and I did use some avocado oil for this. So let's keep stirring for a minute to make sure it gets nice and coated, like so. Okay, so it looks like it's nice and incorporated, and it seems to be cooking pretty nicely. I am going ahead and add in the bell peppers, onion, and garlic. And now we're going to just give these some stirs and get it incorporated. So I'm going to continue to stir this because I wanted to get coated in the rest of the oil and everything to get combined. Okay, this is coming along quite nice. So to this, I am going to go in with my cauliflower now. Okay. I'm going to let this sit for a minute or two, and I'm going to come back and just start stirring it around. Okay, let's start moving this around so it can cook, especially the bigger chunks that's still a little bit frozen. So we're just going to turn it over like this and just let it do its thing and cook. Let it cook like that. So stir it around, and we're just going to let it do its thing and just cook for a second. Okay, let's keep moving this around a little bit more. I think this is it. So what I'm going to do now, I cooked some edamame beans. I'm going to go ahead and dump those in like so. I'm going to go in with a little bit of seasoning like that, and we're just going to combine. Get it all combined together because we got to add in our rice. Okay, let's go in with 1 packet of jasmine rice, and I have a few packets and little big cups of rice left. So what I'm going to transition to is using brown rice and incorporating a little bit of quinoa after I finish going through my package of the white rice. And I'll go into more of why I'm going to do that a little bit later. Once I do my kind of 1 week update, I'll incorporate a lot of little other updates too. But I'm trying not to have this video be too long. Yeah, so let's keep stirring while I make a big mess here. Okay, I think next time I'll use a bigger pot to cook this in. Okay, kind of break some of this apart because the rice is kind of stuck together a little bit. And like so. Like that. And I'm going to add the rest of the spice mix to it. Okay, now let's get this kind of incorporated in more. Okay, and this is our vegetable rice mix, and it's basically done. So I'm going to let it cool. I'm just making sure everything is nice and incorporated here. So that's why I'm continuing to turn it over, because this is a lot in the pot. Okay. Okay, I think this is good, and we are going to have a little bit of a chat about my last week at work. Okay, let's get into our last week update for work, which will be week 2 of me at my new job. So it's going really well. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of shocked that I'm having such a good experience and the people are just so wonderful. I say that because, let me think, I'm not going to get the dates right. It's probably been more than 10 years, 10, 12, 14 years ago. I applied at the same place, but had a very bad experience. So it is nice to have a good experience this time with a totally different set of people that are just magnificent. I'm hoping it becomes permanent again, because this job is 5 minutes away from my house. So this is just perfection. If I had to go back to work, and I'm going to talk about that too, this is the perfect place for me to be. You know, people are nice, especially with proximity, 5 minutes away. So the reason I'm back at work is because when I retired last year from my other job, I was there for about 20 years, I think. About 20 years or so. I was still too young to retire. I can't get any type of Medicaid. So I'm returning to work not because, oh, I'm so broke and we need the money. It'll be because I want to have health care. I do have health care now. My wife is working, has really good health care, but in a year, she's going to be retired, and that health care will go away. And if I stayed retired, we would have to pay out of pocket, which was not super, super expensive, but it's still an unanticipated bill we did not calculate in. So my main reason for working is just for the medical, not even the money, because I'm not making like a whole lot of money. It's all right, you know, but at least I'm doing something that is not crazy complicated from what I was doing before. Easy, mindless, come home, don't think about it, go back, start thinking about work. It's, if I had to go back to work, this is the perfect situation for me. So that's that. But it's going well. There were some system errors that took a while to get fixed, but they're fixed and I'm now in the system. I'm really enjoying everything. I'm having a lot of, I'm not going to say fun, but it's as painless as it could be. And the people are nice. It's not like I'm doing a super amount of work. It's, if I had to do that for the next couple of years, to be honest, I'm fine with it. I'm truly fine with doing that. So now, I talked about a few minutes ago when I was cooking our vegetable rice mix that I will be transitioning eventually, once I get through all the other rice, to brown rice and quinoa. The reason for that, my wife has finally decided to get on board with healthy eating, doing an anti-inflammatory diet, a Mediterranean diet. So we will both be eating the same way. So yay for that. And although I did not have any issues with white rice, my wife is coming into this with significant amount of inflammation, and so brown rice is significantly, not going to say maybe not significantly, but much healthier than white rice, and I like it. So we'll be transitioning to over to that as soon as I can empty out the pantry of the white rice. So yay for that. And I'm thinking that is all the updates I have for now. We did our rice. I updated you about my job, which is going well. Things to look for in the future, switching over from white rice to brown rice. So that's kind of it. I am going to actually get this video up. I tried to do it all in one take. And thank you guys as always. I know when it comes to weight loss, it is boring as hell. And it's boring as hell because you get into a routine that works for you and you keep doing it. Every now and then there may be some hiccups or you changes, but for the most part, you are sticking to what is working for you. And that gets pretty boring and routine. So that's why I started trying to incorporate, these little updates about my work, because when I cook, I'm cooking the same things. I'm cooking things that work for my body, that help me to lose weight, and that are nutritious. So unfortunately, that part is pretty boring. But again, thank you. I thank you so much, all of you, for following me on my journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a message below. And I will be seeing you guys next week. Mwah! Have a wonderful weekend.